All right, story time. So, life has been crazy lately. For those that don't know, it feels like I have been going like 150 miles an hour. And so, I've recently decided look, enough is enough for my own mental health. I need to take a break. I just needed to get away, go somewhere, unplug, relax, relate, release. I really just needed to exhale. So, I did some research and I was looking to, at the very least, get away outside of Metro Atlanta. That was my goal. So I looked at two places. One was the Getaway Cabin. If you've never heard of the Getaway Cabins, please do a quick TikTok search and just look up Getaway Cabins. They have them all throughout the East Coast. And there's one here in Georgia about 2 hours away from me. The second option was a place called Savannah, which is in Carefree, Arizona. So yes, I was actually considering going to Arizona for the weekend and just unplugging. Basically what happened with Savannah, and I really did want to go. My bank told me, hey, sweetie, you're not at that level yet. So we don't want to embarrass you. So go ahead and stay your ass right here in Georgia. So Savannah got nixed out the list. I really wanted to do the Getaway Cabins and I was this close to booking it. What my hesitation was is the fact that I'm not fully ready to go out in the middle of nowhere by myself. Again, just being honest, that's just me. So I was looking for the next best option. Where can I go that is outside of Atlanta? I didn't want to stay in the city. That would at least feel like you got away, but yet you're still close, around other people, obviously. Enter Chateau Elan. I've heard of Chateau Elan. I have not been there before. I looked at it. It looked absolutely beautiful. So I decided to YOLO, and I went ahead and booked a weekend stay from Thursday night checking in, checking out Sunday. So I was going to be there Thursday to Sunday. Y'all. Went ahead and booked it. Went up there after work on Thursday. Chateau Elan is absolutely beautiful. It is beautiful. As soon as you turn in, there's this big old tree that they had lights hanging down from it. So at night, it was just beautiful. And then in the distance was the big ass chateau. And they had vineyards. I mean, it was just, it did not feel like you were in Metro Atlanta. Even though technically it's in Gwinnett County. But it felt like it was a world away, which is exactly what I wanted. I parked my car. I walked in, checked in. I stayed in the Woodlands wing, which is in the inn. You can also stay in the villas or you can stay at the spa. I stayed in the inn. I ain't had the money for the villas. And the spa was a bit more than what I wanted to pay. And yes, for reference, I paid for this trip. This was not any sort of sponsored deal. I paid for this trip. So I got my key, got to my room, big old king size bed, beautiful. Bathroom was huge. My view overlooked the woods, and then through the woods you could kind of see some of the vineyards. It was just beautiful. It was exactly what I was hoping for, a place that I could just unwind. Well, here's what happened. I wake up the next morning and Mother Nature herself said, hey girl, I hear you on vacation. I'm gonna come with you. Okay. So that happened. So all the plans I had about going to the spa and sitting in the jacuzzi and going to the pool ended. But I did go to the head spa, which I made a video about that. The head spa is not associated with Chateau Elan, but it's about a 25-minute drive. The head spa was the most amazing experience I've ever had. So I get back to Chateau Elan. I will admit, the first night I did do room service. My burger was supposed to be $28, and by the time I got to my room, it was $45 with all the fees. So I pretty much very quickly was like, look, you're going to have to force yourself to go downstairs and eat. One thing about Chateau Elan, you do not have to leave the property. There are shuttles that take you to the spa, to the golf course. You don't have to leave unless you want to. So that was an incentive. They have multiple restaurants that you could eat at. My biggest hurdle is I can admit it's kind of difficult for me to go and eat at a table by myself. Usually I will eat at the bar by myself. But the way that these restaurants were set up, I would have to eat at a table. So the first time I did it, it was uncomfortable. I'm just being honest. I didn't have a book to read. I was scrolling on my phone. So it pushed me out of my comfort zone. I'm glad it did, but it was definitely something that I wasn't 100% comfortable with. Anyway, back to the story. So for the most part, I ate my meals at Versailles, which is their restaurant downstairs in the atrium. And I really just took in the sights of Chateau Elan. There were a bunch of pictures I took. If you look in the previous video, I show some of the pictures, some of the food. I went to the spa, got a great massage. I highly recommend the spa. If you can't do nothing else, I highly recommend the spa. It was state of the art. The masseuse that gave me a massage was absolutely fantastic. Here's the thing about Chateau Elan. I loved it. Was it beautiful? Absolutely. It was breathtaking. It was a whole vibe of just come here, relax, get away from the hustle and bustle and just unwind. Y'all, cousins, best friends, everyone in between. If you are a single woman on a healing journey, Chateau Elan may not be the place that you go when you go somewhere by yourself. Because the part that I missed in my research is while Chateau Elan is beautiful, it has got to be the most romantic place in the state of Georgia. And for those of you who are like, girl, you ain't know that? No, I didn't know that. When I checked in Thursday, I didn't see a bunch of couples. Friday wasn't too bad, but by Friday night, I swear everybody was getting it in. And here I am, the only one. The only single person in the whole building who was staying there by herself. And yeah, there are people that I met who were like, hey, Reesa, you here by yourself? Yeah, I'm here by myself, just me and Stella. Because don't be mad, but like I had brought my own wine because I know what I like. And I was in my room getting lit with Stella Rosa watching TV. But y'all, I had no idea that this place was going to be so romantic. Yeah, that was my only gripe, was like, Lord Jesus, is everybody a couple? Is there no single people here besides me? But you know what? I still made the best out of it. Number one, because it was prepaid. And I was going to make the most out of it no matter what. But instead of it being a weekend where, you know, I stayed in a room, stayed to myself. I went out and I ventured out. No, I did not go to the vineyards because I was not going to walk through the romantic vineyards by myself. Look, you can make fun of me all you want. I'm just keeping it real. It was a great experience, but if I go back, I would not go back in the position I'm in. I will say that. So perhaps the getaway cabin probably was the better option. But thank you to the people at Chateau Elan because they were professional, they were courteous, and again, it was just me, myself, and I. It forced me to learn how to eat dinner by myself at a table, not be worried about who's looking at you. Yeah, don't nobody care. And to enjoy being present in the moment. That was the purpose of this trip. But I swear, man, everybody was getting it in. They just all looked so happy, like, hey, good afternoon, as they hold hands. It was cute, and I wish them all the best. There was a wedding that happened there, and I was looking at the couple like, oh, y'all look like y'all had proof of funds. That's what's up. I wish you all the best. But maybe next time I'm gonna do something a little different, like getaway cabin, or I'm gonna just splurge for Savannah. Anyway, y'all have a wonderful day. That was my experience for Chateau Elan, told from the perspective of a woman who went there by herself. Now I know. Talk to y'all later.